Hello and welcome, my name is Charlie Roscoe, and for those of you who don't know, I am hosting a Bathurst 1.2 hour on Gran Turismo Sport. It's something I've got subscribers to go over to my website, sign up on there. However, I did get a lot more sign-ups than one Gran Turismo lobby can fit, so I'm doing a couple of qualifying races to determine who gets through to the final race. This is qualifying race 1, taken from my live stream, so hopefully you do enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Good luck, everybody. Best of luck. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's right. The Conzio starting at a pole.
And just a hot tip. If you win, that's good, but we're not actually looking at how fast you are. We're looking at how you race.
Yeah, well, it's both. It's both. It's pace and it's cleanliness.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we cross the line for the first time, see how much action we get in the first corner. Nice and clean at the front. Nice and clean at the front for the Conzio there. Let's bounce down a little bit further. Oh, Piosco's had a big one there. Had a big one straight off at turn 1. Not good. It looks like Mojo's still been stuck behind him. Not sure if Mojo was actually involved in that incident or not, but there you go. Mojo is still bringing up the rear there, so a bit of an untidy start for those guys. The Speedy Chicken is set off. Might have been involved as well. I can see he's actually 4 seconds behind Charged, so he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do in front of him, but let's go check back up the top as how we going. Conzio there just starting to pull away a little bit from Warren, who's under pressure slightly from Hemulin, and by slightly I mean Hemulin is wearing him like a cheap suit. Be interesting to see if Hemulin can get past. A bit of a kiss on the wall there for Warren. It's just going to keep an eye on Hemulin there for a while. Also just realising that my voice is actually a little bit ahead of the footage you're watching, so I just need to chill my bits on that. Yeah. I don't want to give it any spoilers. I think I can program that into to OBS for the next race, but learning by doing. So anyway, as we enter Conrod Straight for the first time, Conzio walking away at the front, actually got a 3-second lead, so it's a good deal in the Mustang there for the Conzio. Keeping an eye on Warren Walker, who's under a lot of pressure by the Hemulin there. Looks like the Charge 1999 has dropped off just slightly off the back, and no big dive there into the chase by Hemulin. So gap back to the Charge is 1.2 seconds. So he's certainly not out of it. He's certainly staying in touch, and things will settle as well after the first lap, I think. There we go, the Hemulin under attack. In fact, he's got it done. He's got it done under power on the front straight there, past Warren Walker. So good racing by Warren. I suppose the next threat he's got to think about now is the Charge to that overtaking manoeuvre has actually allowed Charge to catch right up to Warren. That Patronus livery does look quite nice, I will give you that. And welcome, Scurbs. Welcome to everyone who is watching the first qualifying race for the Bathurst 1.2 hour that I will be running next weekend. Ooh, nice clean racing there. I like to see that. I like to see the Charge there going up the inside of Warren. Kept it all nice and clean. And takes off after Hemulin. Now let's go back and check out how Speedy Chicken's going. Someone that I think a lot of people thought was going to have a pretty good race here.
Speedy's been unfortunately caught up in a couple of events now.
Has he been involved in a couple?
Yeah. So I don't think any of them are he's doing so far.
Okay. Okay. So he's had a bit of a rough time.
Not into the chase wasn't his problem. I don't know what happened at Hell Corner to start the race, but he was definitely involved in both of those.
Yeah, right. Well, he's on the march now. He's caught up to Jamie. So see if he can skip past. Actually quite a nice looking livery there, despite the damage that's all over the car. Yes, it looks like
V10 Viper's definitely got some hope.
It does. It's come out of the it's come out of Forest Elbow. as he comes up, heading towards the fastest corner in Australian motorsport, nearly side by side. But Speedy Chicken shoots through on the inside there. Excellent pass, and his climb continues. He does have a 6-second break to Bert, though, but it'll be interesting to see who's managing their tyres best, as well as fuel burn. I don't really know a great deal about how the fuel burn actually runs in a lot of these cars. So it's going to be interesting to see. If I duck forward to Bert, he's in his own battle there, caught up to Lewis. Hounding Lewis, so obviously we're on a straight there. The BMW, I know the M6 has got a lot of grunt. Be interesting to see if he can dart up the inside here, and he's going to get it done actually before even the braking marker.
You definitely need to fix that, because I'm watching the live stream and he was halfway up Mountain Straight before you told him that. So the spoilers are real. The spoilers are real.
I need to hold back on that. It is a little bit. I think there is a way I can delay my audio, so it's something I'm going to have to...
Maybe instead of watching the race, call it from looking at the stream.
Nah, that'll be too much delayed the other way then.
Oh.
There you go. I think I can see a little bit better what is going on, so I should be okay now. So we're still watching Bert there make his charge. Up towards Warren now. Warren's still in 4th place. Bert looking pretty good. In fact, Bert started dead last, I believe.
Yep.
So Bert's on fire. That's what's going on here. He's absolutely flying at the moment.
Good little battle up the front, Hamulin and Charged.
Yeah, let's go up. Let's go up and have a bit of a look here. So Hamulin also on the march. He's had to catch up. In fact, didn't he have to catch up something to the tune of 6 seconds after he got past Warren before he actually was able to catch up to Charged? So I'll sneak forward and just check out how he's going there. For some reason, my change view button's not working. So apologies for that. We're stuck in 3rd person, but that's a thing. Don't mind me, we're learning by doing. There's still good lap times. It's lap 4, so I don't think the pit window is going to be open yet, but I think anyone that's looking for an early strategy call to get in, get the pit stop done, get out, get some free track time, I think there's probably a few of the quicker guys maybe caught back in the pack. In fact, someone like Hamulin might actually be well served. He's run wide there. He has run a little bit wide and dropped off the back. The other thing here is that Charged is actually catching up to the Conzio. I'm not sure if he has had an accident there, an incident that has caused him to go backwards, but...
Not that I've seen. I think he's just been generally just going off a bit. Whether he's playing the long game, I don't know. Yeah, well, he could be playing the fuel-saving strategy. I know the Mustang is relatively thirsty on fuel. He's actually... Oh, he's had a bit of a incident there. Charged has now taken the lead off the Conzio, who, yeah, may be playing the long game. He might have turned the fuel right down, trying to make the tyres last. We'll go back and just watch him for a little bit, or perhaps it looks like he's suffering with a lot of understeer, a little bit of oversteer there as well. There is the possibility that he, in fact, has cooked his tyres quite a lot, although the burn looks quite good. The burn looks quite good. I'm just looking at his tyre wear there down the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and it actually looks pretty good. So let's compare tyre burn. Yeah, so have a look at the Charged, how much more tyre wear he's suffered, but they could be on different compound tyres. There's no way of me of actually seeing what he's on, so there is a possibility that the Conzio is on harder compound, but he's certainly just struggling a little bit with pace at the moment. He's under pressure by... You've got the tyres, but the Conzio is on race hard.
Okay.
RH there, and
yes,
is on medium.
Yes, okay, yep. So Charged is on the faster compound tyre there. So definitely the Conzio playing the long game, although he was out of the blocks quickly, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was out of the blocks very, very quickly, considering it was on hard tyres. Perhaps he just felt confident and charged on, pushed forward with it.
Well, there is that potential of
just having clear air and get your head down.
That's it, and that's possibly what he's done. But either way, Charge is just starting to pull a bit of a gap, which is understandable. He's on a softer compound tyre, which means he's not going to get as far. If I go back to the Charged just very briefly, you'll notice that his tyre wear is definitely more, although still manageable, and he's got more than half a tank of fuel still, so no pit stop in sight. The interesting thing for me is going to be who can get to the end of the race without pitting and who's going to have to do a splash and dash. But it's all looking pretty well for Charge there. If I go back to... I've actually missed it then. I've clicked away just right at that crucial time. But it does look like Hemulin has now gone past Conzio and has actually gained a 6-second gap. So I must have missed an accident there just as I went forward onto Charge. I'd say the Conzio has had himself a little bit of an incident up and over the top of the mountain.
And Bert's running soft.
Bert is on soft. Let's have a look at his tyre. You can see his tyres are a lot more...
Yeah, those back tyres are...
Yeah.
Running a bit lower. He definitely won't be racing to the end.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit. The other thing, he's down to half a tank of fuel. We're not quite at half race distance. We are just short of that. One more lap before we do get to half race distance. So it's, yeah, I think Bert is going to be, I mean, his rise, bear in mind he started from dead last.
Yeah.
So his rise to the front has been very, very good. Charge has still got the quickest lap with the 2:03.4 seconds. It'll be interesting with a bit of clear track for Bert to see if he can actually match that. His fastest currently is a 2:04.9, but I think at the same time his tyres are probably a bit too worn at this point. There's only so much pace you're going to be able to expect out of that.
As he sets the purple sector.
As he sets a purple sector, so we'll see. We might stay on board a little bit longer with Bert. We are now on lap 6 of 12, so this is half race distance. I still don't think the pit window is quite open for everyone, but again, if you were trying to split it down the middle, you could potentially go in for some fresh tyres at this point. Bert's just under half a tank of fuel, so he would have to drop his fuel back if he wanted to make the end of the race from here.
Speedy Chicken has pitted.
Speedy Chicken, let's find him.
Nice.
Speedy Chicken, there we go. Let's go down. So he has taken a pit stop, has he? I missed that, but you can see he's a long way down. A 2:42 was his last lap, so he has got enough fuel now to get to the end. I suspect with just under 3/4 of a tank of fuel, he should be fine to get to the end. I don't know how thirsty the big American-made car is there, but he's on fresh tyres, so I suspect the fastest foul is going to be setting some pretty hot times at this point. He's looking racy, straight out on an outlap. Let's keep going back to the Mojo. Looks like he followed Speedy in for the pits. Also, I know that might not quite be... No, I don't think he has. So the Mojo just getting on with business there, which is good to see.
Hemulin and Bert in the pits.
Both in the pits at the moment. I can't actually... there we go. So I'm on board with Bert now, who's putting soft tyres on by the looks of that. Selected soft, unless this changes. He's about half tyre wear on all of those tyres, so I'd imagine they were starting to be feeling like you're driving around on some licorice strips. Not a lot of grip going to be in that.
Certainly a bit raggedy, that's for sure.
So he has put more softs on. He's fueled to the end. He's got, yeah, so it looks like at the moment you need just over half a tank, sort of somewhere between half a tank and 3/4 of a tank of fuel to make it to the end of the race. But that is Bert out. He managed to retain 4th position, which is good. And Warren went in the pits as well, by the looks of it. So he's also fueled to the end. Some fresh, soft compound tyres there, which is good. Jamie's still on the hards. The tyre wear's not looking too bad. My concern is that his fuel, he might have been running a little bit rich, given that it looks like a lot of the other people that have pitted have got somewhere between a half and 3/4 of a tank. I'm wondering if where he's at, which is sort of somewhere between 1/4 and a half,
is actually going to be enough to finish the race.
Yeah, well, it's certainly something like looking at the Conzio. He's definitely under the half. Tyres look fantastic. He's probably the best place to finish the race well. Charged has got a heap of fuel, so that Hyundai obviously runs on a smell of an oily rag.
Let's check out the Charge. The Charge has got, so nearly half a tank of fuel for Charged, who's on the medium compound tyres.
So the tyres might drop in performance a bit, where the Zero might come back.
Well, just looking at his last couple of lap times, you can see after that 203.4, which is still the fastest lap of the race on lap 3, his last...
He's the pits.
Conzio's in the pits. He's done it. He's done it. He has jumped in the pits. So he's coming off the hard compound tyres. He's actually decided... She's given his pace on hard compound tyres. If he slaps softs on now, which you'd imagine that he would do, he's going to be dropping some pretty good laps towards the end of this race, I'd imagine.
Is there an option to not change tyres?
Yes, you can. You can choose to not change tyres.
You'd almost do that. Just splash.
You might be right. It's still showing hard compound tyres. He's back out of the pits. He's
put some new ones on.
He has put some freshies, but he's put some hards on by the looks of that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So he's put some fresh, hard compound tyres. An interesting move with just 4 laps to go. Probably could have put the softs on, but he's now instantly under pressure by Bert.
At the end of the day, he probably could have actually just not even changed tyres. Leaving those hard ones on.
Yeah, he probably could have done. But so look at his pace. The previous lap before he pitted was 206.3, which is the same pace the Charge was running on the worn medium compounds.
Yeah.
To be fair though, Bert is pushing very hard at the moment. Couldn't find a way past the Conzio.
On soft tyres as well.
So the Conzio looks like he's got a lot of pace. Fresh set of soft compound tyres. He's already pulling away now from Bert. He's got some battle scars there showing on the big BMW. But we'll go back to the Conzio. I think, so what is he, 9.6 seconds behind Hemulin and Charged. So I think on hard compound tyres, with 4 laps remaining, it's going to be tough for him from here to catch the front two, but we'll have to see how those front two are going. There's a little bit of a gap there. Charged actually 18 seconds out in front now of the Hemulin. He's having a very solid race, mind you, but it's going to be a lonely race because he's 18 seconds behind Charge and 10 seconds in front of the Conzio. So a bit of a lonely one for Hemulin, who is still good on tyres and fuel. So he is, I'm pretty comfortable to say that he's going to the end of the race at this point.
I'd say so.
But yeah, it might be a bit of a lonely one. Let's check out how Charged is going up the front there. You can see the tyre wear a little bit more. In fact, to the tune of about half worn on the front right. He's got to be starting to feel some understeer now.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the times as well, 6.667, whereas the Hemulin behind him is currently running, he's obviously had a stop on lap 6, but he was a 2:01 and a 2:03. I'm guessing that 2:01 was a discounted time though, since it's not registered.
It could be the first lap after the out lap, which is generally a little bit quicker.
Okay, yep, fair enough.
Yeah, so, but either way, if he is running, let's go back down and have a look at the Hemulin's times. He's running 2:03.4 that last lap, so he's very nearly taken the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, only missing out by 0.05 of a second there. But given that was a 2:03.4, he's going to be catching the Charge to the tune of about 3 seconds a lap. So if Charged is going to pit, I'd suggest he'd want to do it almost immediately. But he would drop out of the lead. I reckon he'd be back with the Conzio somewhere, is where I put him, possibly even behind him, somewhere around the Conzio and Bert. But it's interesting, if he's going to make this last, he's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel, 3 laps to go. He'd probably be right, to be honest, if he's turned his fuel down.
I was going to say, if he's managing the fuel, that's not a problem. The tyres are going to become a problem. He's not going to get any faster. But if he can manage to maintain what he's at the moment, he's not going to lose enough time to lose the race.
Yeah, I think I agree. He can actually afford to do... His last lap was a 2:07. Let's find out what this lap is as he crosses the line. It is
A 206.9, so he's actually found a little bit more pace. If he can sit at high 206s, low 207, he can afford to drop to a 209 and sit there, and he will still win this race with only 2 laps to go and a 14-second deficit back to the Hemulan, who is flying. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time. I suspect he will not have enough time with 2 laps to go.
The Hemulan's got the bit between his teeth because he's just gone the fastest lap of the race.
He has 203.1, cracking lap time there, an in-race lap. The tyre wear for him looks really, really good. So he's on those medium compound tyres, and it's obviously not a bad option. It'll be interesting to see how people go. And this could be a bit of a learning experience for them as well, getting themselves prepared for the actual 1.2 hour. This one obviously being a 12-lap race. I suspect the final race time will be around about the 25-minute mark somewhere. So they're going to have to extrapolate that out over 37 laps for the main race next weekend. But probably some learning to be had. Yeah, the difference in concept between medium compound tyres, and a 203.1 on a medium tyre in race, that's a pretty quick lap. That is a fairly quick lap. You drop that to softs, you'd suspect you'd find at least a second or 2, and suddenly you're talking an in-lap race of 201, which is starting to get really, really fast. So the Hemulan looking good for next weekend. We'll drop back to the Conzio, who is 12 seconds away from Hemulan. Starting to get some pressure actually by Bert, who, in fact, last time we checked on them, was Bert not in 3rd?
No.
No, he wasn't.
He was in front. Yep.
Yeah, no, you're right. So he's actually pulled 13 seconds away from the Speedy Chicken, someone who was a bit of a favourite going in, bearing in mind he did start, I think, 3rd last, and unfortunately was involved in a few incidences in the first corner there. Actually got 4 seconds worth of penalties there, so I don't know what's happened to Speedy Chicken. He'll be trying to lift and coast a bit to remove that slowdown penalty during the race, so he doesn't have to worry about that when he crosses the line, because Lewis is right behind him.
Might need to watch the replay for that one, because just as I sort of flicked to Speedy Chicken before you did, I saw he was coming across the skyline, and Warren Walker was facing the wrong direction.
Oh, right, okay, so Warren's had an incident, and that might have actually caused... Oh, Speedy out wide here. Oh, and he's had a spin. Yellow flags. Lewis has taken 5th place. Speedy has just got out, run too wide, got out on the grass, and it's caused him to immediately spin around. Not ideal there for Speedy Chicken, but and now he's back under pressure from Warren, who it sounds like he might have had an incident with Warren actually at the top of Skyline anyway, which might have caused him to cut down through the S's, which is where he would have got that penalty from. He might have done that to avoid Warren, who has had his own little moment in the background there. He's had a bit of an oversteer problem. Tyre wear starting to get down on those rear tyres. We've got a sorry from Bert. What's happened? What has happened up the front there?
No, that's from the start of the race.
Oh, that's from the start. I've only just seen that there pop up. But either way, the battle here for 3rd place is actually looking pretty hot with just this lap and one more to go. We're on the penultimate lap now. Bert's just dropped back a little bit there, down to a second behind. Looks like it's getting a bit taily. I can tell you now from experience that M6 does get taily with a bit of tyre wear. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to nab that spot. But yeah, Speedy Chicken came into the race as probably one of the favourites. Has had a solid race, but not necessarily the best. Be interesting to see how happy he is with that. Mojo up to 8th there. So the Mojo's is going along alright, because he was, I think last time we checked in on him, he was down in 10th. Looks like Jamie there might have had himself a little drama at some point as well. But a little bit of a lonely race down the back as well. 3.5 second behind Mojo, and then Piosco in 10th place. A few battle scars on that car. Not 100% sure what's happened to him there, but the liveries look great. Ryan, it's good to see the Bathurst 1.2 hour logo, which was uploaded by this man you can see on screen, Piosco. Was good enough to make the Declan uploader. It looks like most people have actually got that on their car.
Yeah, there's a fair few people. I think a lot of people have got the CR logo instead.
Yeah, which is fine, which is all good. Warren's livery does look very nice there, the Petronas Mercedes AMG GT3.
I think one of my favourites would almost be Hemulin's. That or Piesco's.
Going back through for the final lap, what have we got? We've got some gaps here, so something's obviously happened. Charged is 8.8 seconds in the lead now. Have a look at the tyre wear that man is currently dealing with. Oh, no, he was out in front, sorry, that's my bad. His fuel light is currently flashing, so he is running on epic fuel saving mode here. His tyres, which are mediums, he's done... So he hasn't pitted, has he? He's done this entire race on one set of mediums, which must be horrendous, but his lap times are good. 2:07. That's not a terrible lap time. That's the sort of lap time you can expect out of hards.
Yeah, just maintaining the sort of a decent lap time. He has the whole race. If you look at it, like he's been 2:03.4 on the third lap, but once he hit the fourth lap, he's been about that 5, 6, and then sort of just hung around the 6s.
He has
for the whole race. So
he's actually handled the tyres really well, and the fuel. It's flashing, but he's going to cross the line. So the Charge takes the win of qualifying race 1. Congratulations. Good, really good race there. The Hemulin pushed on hard, closed a 20-odd second gap down to 7 seconds. But great to see him come in second. The Conzier, really good race. Started from pole actually. So he's just sort of gone about his business there. Got it done for a 3rd place. Bert, he did start stone motherless last. So that's a really, really good race to come back to 4th position there. As we go back to Lewis, who, again, it's just sort of had a solid race. You can see his lap times there. 2:03.9 was a good lap. He's had some 2:06s, 7s. I'd say his tyres are going bad now at the very end with the 2:08 for his previous lap. But he's going to cross the line for 5th position, 6 seconds in front of the Speedy Chicken, who has had an up and down race. It'll be interesting to see what he thinks about it. It looks like he's actually rolling across the line there, having run out of fuel. That's what I'm thinking has happened there. He's got nothing left, so...
And Warren was pretty much the same.
And Warren was about the same. We'll shoot through to Warren. Yeah, he's on nothing, so those two have rolled through together. Next, we've got Jamie coming down the hill. Look, to be honest, I'm not sure how Jamie has gone for most of this race, but everyone is pretty light on fuel at the moment. He looks to have slightly more than the 2 in front of him, but he's going to come through to bring home 8th position there. So next we go back to Piosco, another 10 seconds back. Quite a nice little livery there. You are quite right. He's got no fuel in the tank at all. Have a look at how low that the fuel is down to empty there. But he's going to bring home 9th place and
running on the vapors.
Yeah, absolutely. Mojo, a little bit more fuel in the car there. Tyre wear's not too bad. So that is the race run. And Doug, congratulations. Obviously, a congratulations to...
Those tyres would have been just absolutely shocking.
3/4 worn on the front right there for Charged. But he's gone through and done a really, really good job. So congratulations to Charged for taking that race win.